Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. Comic-Con just around the corner. We're all getting excited about what it might hold for all of our favorite heroes. And here at the Superman homepage, of course, that means Superman and all the other people who are going to be in Justice League. But we haven't yet seen a glimpse of him, Superman, on screen in any of the trailers that have been released. They have started adding him to some of the promotional materials. There is some speculation that these additions are old promotional shots from Batman v Superman, and nothing new has been seen yet. So if that is the case, we're starting to wonder, will there be actual new pictures of Superman added to any promotional material? And in addition to that, we assume there will be a trailer released at Comic-Con, and if there is, will Superman be seen in the trailer? And as I have said, I'm kind of against the idea of showing him in a lot. Those who know the comics know Superman comes back. Those who don't just know that he met his demise at the end of Batman v Superman at the hands of the ultra-powerful Batman, and because of that, they may be a little confused that he's being shown in these trailers, or wonder how it happens. And of course, I assume we'll see how it happens in the movie, or maybe they'll save that for a Man of Steel sequel if we ever get it. When you look at lists for Comic-Con, the things that you see that DC may have coming up on the agenda, they list things like Green Lantern Corps, they list Aquaman because that's already in production, they list the Batman because it's sort of in limbo, but it's got a director, but then it didn't have a director, now it has a new director, and Ben Affleck's kind of iffy, and people are rumoring that maybe he won't continue, and then you got Cyborg that's supposed to happen at some point. So there's lots of ideas, lots of movies, but the thing is, none of them are currently in production. And the weird thing about that list, every year going on and on and on since Man of Steel came out, is that there's no mention of a solo Superman film ever, anywhere, except for fans saying, when are we going to get it? We hope we get it. We hope Zack Snyder doesn't direct it. We hope Whedon comes in and does it. We want Snyder back. There's a whole plethora of different emotions based around the idea that there might one day be a Man of Steel sequel. And yet, none of these write-ups, none of these people in the industry, none of these critics, none of these writers, none of these people in the know ever include and a possible Man of Steel sequel. Is that because it just wasn't worldwide, industry-wide received well? Or is that because there really isn't any desire to make one, any desire to have one, any desire that there will be one? Or is it possible that there's such a huge secret surrounding the idea that one might be being made that we could one day at a Comic-Con soon coming to a town near you find out that, yes, very well, boom, big lights, fireworks, expressions of joy, Man of Steel 2 is being made? I don't think this is going to be the year, and I don't know that we would ever get to a place where, in this world, with the social media and the internets and everything else the way it is, that we could be surprised by something like that. I feel like we would hear lots and lots about it before we got there. Case in point, Batman v Superman, Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Man of Steel. A lot of people were complaining as we... You know, people want media, people want to see things, people want advertising. People say, you got to show us or no one's going to go. You got to tell us it's coming. Where are the trailers? And then when the trailers come, and then when the TV spots come, and then when the TV shows where actors go on to get interviewed come, then people say, too much, you're showing us too much, we've seen the whole movie. You never can win, but I do believe we would know in advance if there was a Man of Steel sequel coming. But we do have Justice League to look forward to, and we do know as Superman fans that Superman will be in it. So in the next coming week, as Comic-Con starts on July 20th, I'm sure we will find out pretty quickly whether Whedon shows up at the panel. It's being speculated. Some of the write-ups I've seen are saying director Josh Whedon can show up. He is a director. He's technically not the director of Justice League. I hope he doesn't get a Zack Snyder / Josh Whedon. Hopefully he's somewhere in the bottom credits at the end of the movie, because he was the cleanup guy at the end. Zack Snyder tagged him in and said, I need a break, come on in and finish up these reshoots. But he's not the director of Justice League, but there's now speculation that fans would go wild because they basically worship at the altar he lives on, and that it would set them off and they'd be excited and it would be so great and it would be a way to increase interest in the DC Extended Universe. And of course, we haven't had an official announcement that Zack Snyder won't be coming back, and I assume it will come from he himself, based on whether or not he wants to come back with the situation that's going on in his life. And then, if that occurs, does that mean that Joss Whedon will be the new guy taking over all the films and the custodianship of the entire DC universe? We will see. And I'm sure we'll find out those things and much more as the next week and Comic-Con begins. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.